So my shock was that they're letting interns do shit.
Because back in the day, if you think about it, people used to shit on mental health. Like, what the hell is mental health? There's not, oh, you're just sad. There's no problem with you. But
If you see, there were all these experiments that were done initially to analyze how you can make your employees more productive in the 1980s. So it has been in place since then.
This whole fight about, that internship should be paid, especially in India, such a long one.
Yeah.
Because here they don't consider you anything at all.
Gift के नाम पे they will cut your salary also.
So guys, hello, I'm Symbol Johnny. And hi, and I have obviously, I give this introduction in each of my podcasts, so I think people are bored of it now, so I'll keep it very short. I've been working in the industry for almost 10 years in the ad industry. Now I've taken a break and I've moved to freelance. I wouldn't call it a break. I think it's more like a shift that I've taken because I don't intend to go back to the 9 to 5 setup. This is the third episode of, It's Quite Simple. It's Quite Simple is all about having simple conversations where we talk about the love-hate relationship that you have with what you do, where you work. And I'm so glad that all of you are here. All of you have different, ways of working. You all work in different industries. And, how has it been like for you? Is it good, bad, all of it? That's all what we're going to talk about here. What I'm going to do is let's quickly, you all can introduce yourselves so we can move to the segments then.
Okay, my name is Ravi Pratap Singh and I work as a copywriter in an advertising agency called Changing Tree. So it's in Bangalore. And I make ads for brands. That's it.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Welcome, Ravi. Okay, so then who wants to go next?
All right. If we're going that way, then I'm next. Hi, I'm Kumar Ananya. I graduated about 3 months ago. I've been working for a bit longer than that. I'm a graphic designer primarily, and I'm currently working as a freelancer for a few different companies in the Web3 space. And I make things look good, and usually people like them.
That's lovely. That's lovely, Ananya. Welcome. And then who wants to go? Girls.
I think from the back, I think it's my turn next. So, okay, so my name is Anjana. I work as a radio presenter out here in Dubai. I've been working in the job for exactly 1 year now. I just completed 1 year about a few days ago. And I graduated from, I was born and raised completely in the UAE itself. I did my schooling as well as my university out here. So I'm a graduate in finance and management, but here I am working in media as a radio presenter because this has been the dream since childhood. And as far as I know, it's been going great. And yes, I worked in finance as well a while back, but not my cup of tea. But this is what I enjoy doing the most and been happy in it. And yeah, I do a lot of other things as well in between, a bit of modeling, a bit of emceeing, all of that. I just put my hats everywhere in all sorts of, I put my hands in all places, basically.
That's amazing. Welcome to the podcast, Anjana.
Thank you,
Thanks
Symbol.
for being a part. Okay, Aakriti, then that's you. Go ahead.
So I just finished my MBA in May. Prior to that, I'd not worked before ever, except for that one tiny internship that I had at Web Chutney. Which I don't really count as experience because Symbol and all made it so fun. It didn't seem like work at all.
I will cut part because my bosses are hearing. They'll be like, interns leaving.
Yeah. But after that, I recently started working. I got a campus placement. Everybody was like, it's important to get placed from the campus and do that job for at least like 6 months. And I absolutely hate it because it's really not the kind of field that I wanted to work in. And there's no work, but they still like make me stay there for a really long time. So that's what I've been doing. It's in the finance industry. I work as a location head, so the position and all is decent. But I've just worked for like 3 months now, so that's about it.
Okay, so pretty new. Welcome to the show, Aakriti. And I'm so glad all of you are here. All of you look as excited as I am, so I'm very happy about that. Uh, we are going to straight away run to the segments.
Yeah.
Sure.
The first one is called Pehla Dhakka. Okay, and so why this podcast is that when people start jobs for the first time, there's so many conversations about what you heard in your colleges and your universities of how job is going to be like, how professional world is going to be like. So has it been what you thought it was for you? Has it been different than that? Was it has it been a fun ride? Has it not, like Akriti has basically made a statement already? But what was that first surprise that you got? Was it different from what you used to be? Like when I started off, I obviously I'm much older than all of you. So when I started off, there were very limited fields, right? And they spoke of how you have to respect your elders and be there all the time, when not ask too many questions. It's a very different environment. So when you enter, it just hits you as to what, okay, this is how it's going to be like. Will I be able to, there are a lot of questions in your head, right? So what was that first surprise? It could be cultural, it could be work wise, and you all are from different industries, so I'm sure the insights are going to be different. But what was that first thing that hit you that way when you were at work?
Can I start?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have quite a few things to say. So basically, I graduated from university in 2019, and immediately after I graduated, now I'm a completely Dubai bred kid, okay? But I've always loved India, so I immediately got placed in Bangalore, actually. So Ravi can relate out here. So I got placed in Bangalore, and it was not just an ordinary, Chintu position that I got into. It was a project manager post at the age of 22. So yeah, and the pay was quite big. It was in a startup, but the pay was good. Everything was good. So I'm moving out of my family for the first time. I've never lived away from my family. So I think the number one challenge itself started from there, the fact that I had to live alone. But then, since childhood, we've been hearing this thing, when we're in 10th grade, it's the board exams. After that, they're like, okay, it's just the 12th and you can get that done. After that, you move into engineering or whatever field you're working in. I mean, you want to take part as a part of studying. They're like, okay, you can just.
Oh,
I think she froze.
yeah.
This is
The
definitely
internet can't handle her emotions.
I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're back now.
Lost soon, Vipin.
You got like froze. Yeah, your screen froze. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, it's just a cycle that kept continuing. And finally, they were like, you know what? Now that you've got a job, everything's fine. Now, when I got into the job is when I was like, I have rents to pay. I have food to cook because I'm living alone. And all of that money that I thought I'm going to be making, I was barely left with anything by the end of the month.
Yeah.
I was only happy about shopping because things are way cheaper in India as compared to Dubai.
Yeah.
But and the thing is, after that comes the work culture. Now it's a complete shift for me. When I went to that kind of work culture, suddenly everyone's talking in Hindi, like everyone's just communicating. API integration, यहाँ पे होना चाहिए, यहाँ पे, no, मतलब, I'm not used to talking too much in Hindi. On the best part, on the better part, on the positive side, I did learn a lot of Hindi, but at the same time, like it was a little hard to catch up. But I was not very happy with the work culture because I felt like the previous workplace I was working at was very sexist, and they would just, literally, if I had to talk in very colloquial terms, they would literally shit on women.
Yeah.
The body weight, their face, anything and everything. So I was not happy with that. And then thankfully at the same time was when COVID hit, and I just pulled myself out of that job, and I've been way happier after that. So the idea is the fact that you need to wake up happy to go to work every day. The moment you wake up and be like, oh shit, I have to go for work today, I think that's high time. That's when you need to think that you need to quit and leave.
Absolutely. I think I can relate. Okay, who wants to go next?
I'm not going next.
I
I'm gonna go last now. Last time you guys made me skip it.
Yeah,
Ravi is like, ये proper game की तरह चलेगा.
एकदम.
So what else?
I'll-
Go. Just go.
Yeah, so I mean, my experience has been very different from Anjana's because my corporate experience started off at a very chill place, I guess. I started off at Dentsu. And how I got that internship was I sent an email. I think the drugs though thing the earn up did was very popular during that time. So my email subject was internship to jobs to ye to. So yeah, then Sue got back to me and they were like, a cool email. Do you want to jump in? So my shock was ki they're letting interns do shit. That was the interesting part for me because I thought it's an internship. I'll shadow someone, they'll do something. Maybe 3 weeks in, I'll get to create something that goes live. But day one of the internship, I get a call कि ये Flipkart पे Asus का एक campaign जा रहा है ये बनना है get started. I was like what
Yeah.
क्या? But yeah, I mean, and honestly, I think that's a good thing. I mean, it might be taken differently, but letting an intern dive into the deep end for me and giving them so much responsibility, that was cool. Like you're letting them run a whole campaign visually. That's pretty chill. And that's been my general experience too in terms of corporate. Like people are willing to give you responsibility, even if you're a faccha, right? They-
Yeah.
And that's for me, that's kind of been a level playing field. Maybe some of it is because of gender or whatever, but it's been
But
key.
that's also because you work in a creative sector. If you worked in a
Fair.
finance
Yeah.
sector, nobody would give you and be like,
Yeah.
go invest there.
Yeah.
Like nobody
I
would
work-
give you that much power. It's also because
Hmm.
people in the creative sector
Hmm.
are more chill and are more
Hmm.
um, understanding.
I
True.
believe
And
Ananya was given more responsibility, like actual internship sort of responsibilities, because a lot of times I've seen interns being given, ye photo copy karke aaja, or
Exactly.
try ke aaja, those
I
kind of
work.
stuff,
I
No,
worked
but
under
here
a chartered
I
accountant.
was actually working on behalf of somebody who had gone on a vacation for 2 months. So I was handling that guy named Bijoy. I was handling his account. So um
I
I
worked
know
under
when
a
I was in
chartered
college
accountant.
first year, so I was like, even when you start working there, maybe that's how it's going to be.
So I worked under a chartered accountant, and he asked me to pay the bill, and he asked me to go to MTNL office and pay the bill for Wi-Fi. I'm an accountant.
yeah.
Oh my God, that's really sad. So I think some of you have actually experienced the intern gets the coffee sort of, an experience. But like I said, that I think it's changing now. Like earlier, it was this. So when when you speak of you getting big things to work on, right? When you start off, like Aakriti said, it has a lot to do with agency life as such, because they have so much work all the time. They can't afford to keep anyone free to get this stuff. So everyone is there all the time, and once they like your work, then they won't leave you ever. So that's why, like, now you're a part of everything, big and small, and irrespective of how long you've been in the industry. So that's there. Aakriti, though you've spoken spoken of you're like, I'm here till his vacation gets over.
I was.
No, if
It
you
was a 2 months vacation, and I just happened to intern for 2 months. So I was handling the account, and it was fine. I didn't mind. Also, it was chill.
No, simple. If you think about it, Akriti was replaced for that guy, of course, who went on vacation. Now, probably they could be paying him like 1 lakh or 2 lakhs or something as
I
a
was not
salary.
paid anything.
Akriti was paid anything. Exactly. Either it's
Nothing.
free or they pay you peanuts.
Yes,
Nothing.
absolutely.
They don't pay you anything.
Yeah.
This whole fight about that internship should be paid, especially in India. Such a long one,
Yeah.
because here they don't consider you anything at all. They'd be like, "Acha, okay, आप intern हो, आप हमसे सीखने आ रहे हो." So, but I'm making you work on real projects, right? You're not practicing here. You're contributing
But
to
at
something.
MBA level internships, you learn a lot. That was the difference that I saw. That they actually give you real projects, and you have to do a proper research, a project, and all of that. So you do learn a lot in that.
But do they pay you?
Yeah, they pay decently. Yeah, it's like whatever you would get of your salary, then uska half. So it's not bad.
Not bad.
At least you get some money. It's not completely free.
Yeah, that's half of the salary is very good.
I
Uh-huh.
guess getting paid something itself is an encouragement, which
Yeah,
most
it's
of them don't
motivating.
get.
Absolutely.
But some people are very like fucked up in that sense. Are we allowed to swear?
I guess that for me was the second dhakka, honestly. Like someone saying,
Yeah, I couldn't come up with. I was like, no.
for me,
Because,
that's the second dhakka. Like
you have
you're actually allowed to swear in meetings, so that's cool.
Yeah.
That's chill then.
that's a very
see.
thing, huh? That's a very
Yeah, that's a very advertising and like creative or startup thing, maybe.
like
Yeah.
most of my
It's very
the
cool.
swearing, most of my
Yeah.
swearing has amplified in my agency days because it's just
At this
it's
point,
Yeah.
it's more of an emotion. It's not like something you can't even call it a
Yeah.
swear word anymore.
you are so frustrated at that time that all you can do is like it has to be a swear word for the impact to come out. Otherwise, it's a conversation.
So one of my friends was working with this bank, and she was handling one project. So the guy she was working under, he messed up, and then he put all the blame on her, and she was actually this close to like getting kicked out of her college, because if you fail in the internship segment, you have to repeat the whole year and like pay the entire fees again, and it's expensive to do an MBA, and
Yeah.
you have to repeat a whole year. So he had put all the blame on her. And then after talking to him several times, he was still not budging. And then we spoke to our teachers, and there was this entire committee thing happened. And then finally he agreed to like give her a decent enough grade to just pass. But because of that, her entire GPA got so down, and she like could barely get placed anywhere good.
That's just the horrible people that you meet.
So
In
that's how like I think people are in upper management. They really don't care. It took me a year to get my internship certificate. Can you believe it? A year.
yeah, I
No,
know.
but
But after
this actually
Everyone
brings
nails
me
it.
to a third dhakka. Pata hai? So
Got a
this
lot of
this is one thing I've really learned though. Ki you have to document everything. Doesn't matter where you're working. Doesn't matter what role you're in. If it's on an email or a text, then it's good. Which is why I've kind of started hating calls too. But
Yeah.
whatever's happened on a phone conversation is not done. You put that on an email. You respond to that with an email, because that's what I've realized. In the end, it is a corporate world. People do try and be pally and chummy and whatnot, but it's everyone for themselves in the end, I guess. And you
and
have to cover your ass.
nobody
Yeah.
believes phone calls, right? So
Yeah.
except that if it happened on a
Yeah.
phone call, you don't have the right to like question or
Yeah.
later say that.
Yeah.
No, you guys won't believe it. I actually used to record my phone calls as well because if it's a
So do
20-minute
I.
call,
So I still
and
do. I
and
still do.
yeah, if it's a 20-minute call where the client is communicating something,
only
how
Android
much of it?
users.
Yeah, exactly. Only Android users. So
Guilty.
how much of it could you just follow up? And you have to put everything
Hmm.
down on the mail. Even if you write it down, the key points are still not there. So I used to record them, and there were so many times I was this close to getting fucked. But I was like, here you go.
You
Please
just
listen,
established
and this is
speaking
exactly what
capability.
you said. Yeah. Thank you, Simba.
Yeah, you can go ahead. Yeah, that's why this podcast, so that we can use any word and we can say anything. And I'm not in corporate, so nobody can me then.
Nice to you.
You're the only person in that safe spot now, right now.
The rest of us might want jobs later.
Everybody will get their fire.
She's in Dubai. Nobody's touching her. The rest of you will start an agency. Okay.
I'll write ad for you, Ananya. Please work with me. I'll give you the ideas.
Yeah, great. You have copy here. You have this here. She's also done an internship. So all of you can just start. Okay, I'm cutting this part off.
Yeah.
So you want to add anything, Ravi? Any dhakka that?
Actually, my field was very different. I mean, whatever you guys have studied is a different thing. My family belongs from the forces. I mean, my father is a retired Indian Navy captain, and everyone is on inspector level or something. So in 2016, I got graduated. Then I started preparing for the forces only, क्योंकि भूत चढ़ा रहता उसी चीज का. So then I got disqualified so many times. और हमेशा एक ही reason रहता था क्योंकि मैं चश्मा पहनता हूँ. So they used to disqualify me in the medical times. So I have a habit of writing very stupid captions. I mean, whenever I will put some post on Instagram or story, I will write a very stupid caption. So one of my friend told me to start content writing. I thought, okay, but कोई जरिया नहीं था कि कहाँ से start किया जाए. So I took a course, and then there was a mentor called Aakriti Rana. So he started telling me कि copywriting क्या होता है और content writing क्या होता है. Then I got to know कि ये तो 3 साल से कर रहा हूँ मैं, वो भी free में. Then I made a portfolio. फिर मैंने अप्लाई किया इस एक एजेंसी में, काफी मैं किया, बट ये जिस एजेंसी में फिलहाल हूँ, सो दे वर वेरी इम्प्रेस्ड, तो उन्होंने दिया. देन आई स्टार्टेड वर्किंग हियर. इट्स बीन 3 months आई गेस. और सबसे बड़ी चीज जो पता चली कि आप 10 to 7 नहीं बैठ सकते. एडवर्टाइजिंग एजेंसी या एजेंसीज में आप 10 to 7 बैठ ही नहीं सकते. दे विल आस्क यू टू सेट बाय 9, 10 जब तक उनकी काम ना खत्म हो जाए. एंड क्लाइंट्स आर वेरी स्टूपिड. क्लाइंट्स आर वेरी स्टूपिड. आई मीन टेल देम अ वेरी बेसिक थिंग, दे विल लाइक ये कैसे हुआ. अरे हाउ आई एम सपोज्ड टू टेल यू एवरीथिंग. आई मीन थोड़ा दिमाग लगा ले.
Once there was a client who gave us a feedback to our art guy, and he said कि ये जो बिरयानी बनाई है, ये अंडा बिरयानी का पिक्चर था, इसमें से अंडा हटा दो because आज ट्यूसडे है. Imagine that was that was the feedback, and that's not, see, that's not the fucked up part. The fucked up part is that the agency was willing to make that change happen, right?
हाँ,
That's problematic.
because this client, they are paying you. क्या करोगे?
भगवान है, client तो
भगवान.
भगवान. Absolutely. There are good days and bad days, and as you start off, I think the better days come because you get more position, you get more power, you go up the ladder, you start delegating work, and this, of course, definitely this, and you start delegating work also. And of course, this is one part of it, and most importantly, you start understanding the industry that you're working in. You start, learning to deal with work. So our next segment is called Kaam Se Kaam, and it talks about, not all days are good days. How Mondays often abused about being ki acha aaj to Monday hai, it's the worst day of the whatever week, but I think that worst day comes any day. So
Yeah.
how do you guys, what's that one way that you've decided to keep your calm when it comes to bad days at work, or like Aakriti said, not being, hating to wake up and be like excited, and some days you're still okay, but some days you're like, I just can't do this. How do you guys deal with it? Have you found your own hacks to deal with it? Like I would not talk to people for like a long time. I would just, and बोलते हैं ना कि मैं copy लिख रही हूँ, तो I would just go inside the room and like close the door and be like, मैं अभी काम कर रही हूँ, don't talk to me. And then I would just listen to music, or maybe focus on bettering my mood than the work itself, and then come back to work, because अब advertising agency में हो तो आप तो रात भर वही हो, आप कहाँ जाओगे, right? So how do you guys deal with it?
Actually, there is a thing that people have started forcing on Monday, that Monday is actually a very bad day. I mean, आप उठो, नॉर्मली उठो. किसने कहा है कि जबरदस्ती दिमाग पे जोर डालो? आप जाओ, आराम से जाओ, चिल करके स्टार्ट करो. वो बाद में पता चलेगा कि आपका दिमाग फकअप होने वाला है कि नहीं होने वाला है. एटलीस्ट वहां पहुंचो तो उसके पहले से you just
After
decide
Sunday
that.
and like एक break, it's so difficult to get up. Like I'm already dreading. I have to wake up at 8 tomorrow and go.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel that this whole Monday is being abused thing.
Exactly.
I think one person started it, and now everyone's just like, oh, Monday, it's a bad day. For as far as a radio presenter is concerned, Monday is our best day. I love Mondays. I
There is a-
wake up to go to office on a Monday all pumped up, because Saturday and Sunday we don't work. It's just like back-to-back music, for example. And when I get back on Monday, there's like an accumulation of so much content that I'm ready to talk about, and I'm ready to fill my listeners' minds with all of that. So I love Mondays a lot. But at the same time, of course, we have our bad days as well. For us, for example, a bad day is probably like my show doesn't go good, when I stumble a lot. I could be working in the industry for 15, 16 years, but we still stumble, because at the end of the day, you're just talking out of your mind, right? So, but there are days when suppose something we say, it's all live. So you can fuck up actually if there's something, weird that you say. Not everyone's accepting about the same thing. And then you might have response back from your audience saying, why did you talk about this? So that can really mess up your mood. So I have to do my show for 3 hours. So if I see it in the first hour, then the whole day is messed up for me. So how I cope up with it is, it's more like, I basically think about them in my position, and I keep convincing myself, can they come and do the work that I'm doing? Absolutely not. It's very difficult for someone to become a radio jockey. So that's how I convince myself. And then I'm just like, that's also a learning lesson. So whatever they say, it's a learning lesson for me. Maybe they are right, actually. I should probably be careful about something that I'm saying, or, talk in a very general perspective instead of being a little more sidelined to certain set of people. And and then towards the end of the day, like how Simble does, I really rely on music. I put the headphones on, sit for hours, meet up with a set of friends, and then you can rant to them, and there's a lot of comedy when you rant with them, or they are there to put their inputs into it. So then it turns out into a fun conversation. Eat, drink chai, do whatever, but then everything works. I think friends really can help you out with certain situations, or just rant it out. Go to the bathroom and just scream. I think that works.
Absolutely. I think in my 9 to 5 job, I've had a lot of sessions where I had just gone to the washroom and cried, okay, and then
Yeah.
come back and then be like, okay, now I can deal with this because the pressure, the line doesn't come to you. What the hell do you do now? It kind of builds up.
In my office, everyone's WhatsApp is on their laptop all the time. So we don't use Team and all because Team records your chats and all. So whenever my manager or whoever my senior is start telling me कि ये idea इतना बेकार है, then I will go to the WhatsApp and धीरे धीरे I will type to one of my copywriter क्या बेवकूफ बोल रहा है, क्या बोल रहा है. ऐसे मेरा I cope up with this.
That's how you feel better.
Yeah,
I
but
do both.
sometimes when you're flustered, now that can really backfire. This
Yeah.
One
one
of my
time
account
we were in break rooms, like in Zoom, and we had to solve a problem. I didn't realize that my teacher was in the same room, and I'm like, wait, I'm calling my CA, he'll solve this and send. And she was in the room, and I got shocked.
Oh shit.
one of my account managers started
Our batch
screaming.
got to knew, and they were like, online classes are. They took my case. It was bad.
I'm sure they did. They'd be like, calling your SCA to solve the issue.
One of my account manager was screaming कि घर चलो घर चलो. It was around 8:30 and our office closes by 7. So my manager was telling me some stupid idea. So I was like on WhatsApp, ये आदमी जाने दे तब तो. Everyone was क्या बोल रहा है ये?
Oh, मुझे लगा तुमने अपने मैनेजर को
हाँ,
भेजा.
नहीं, गलती से.
That's what I thought. Maybe you said it to the manager. Oh, damn it. So, matlab, talking to your colleagues about it and just venting it out there is how you deal with it. Yeah. And Aakriti, you clearly deal with it by just letting the person know that I'm pissed at you indirectly.
I really like. So one of my friends also joined from the same college to another location. So I call him and we're like, "Acha, 6 mahine tak we have 1 month probation. So like, let's just wait it out." And then we'll give our papers. It's fine. It's fine. Just one more month. That's how we just console each other, and we're like, it's fine. It's fine. Let's just get it over with.
I hope that you're not going to, make your people from your workplaces watch the
Yeah, this is.
I've not even asked them to follow. Whenever they ask, do you have an Instagram? I'm like, no, I don't use social media because I don't want to talk to them that much. Like,
Yeah.
they're just a very different crowd, a very like, I don't know, it's just a very different vibe there. So I don't even tend to be that way with them. I'm like, what? Do you drink? What? Like, I don't drink. Like, I'm very distant.
So now basically we are going to figure out that Aakriti is on Instagram.
Yeah.
So whoever is listening, and he has a public persona, and he has another profile that he doesn't share with people, right?
Yeah, the personal profile is just for me. I use that's the one where I shit post.
That's
Right.
a shit
Yeah.
post.
Oh, that's a Finsta.
Yeah. But like how I deal with work is I'm gonna see if I can actually show you the sticker. I have a sticker on my laptop. I don't know if it's
Why grind?
Why
right. So
grind?
that's on the front, and then on the back I have this.
Hustle urge.
And I have
Frozen
this.
on
I
my
can't
screen.
see
Okay.
Okay.
I can't read what
Okay.
this says, but
What does it say?
anti.
Anti-work.
Yeah. So these 3 stickers are like they help me root myself, ground myself, I guess, because if something's blowing up, how much is it going to matter? If a website if a website goes live maybe 10 minutes later, is it really going to make that much of a dent? That is what I try to ask. And if it's going to make that much of a dent, then I'm not being paid appropriately for that. So I think that's the other part of it.
But
Right.
do you relate to your
Yeah.
managers that
Yeah.
what will happen if it doesn't go live in 10 minutes?
No, I don't tell my managers. Managers, the people that I collaborate with, they're like, yeah, I'm on it, man. It's just so
Yeah,
stressful getting all of it done. But it's more like it's just work at the end of the day. It's not going to. There's just two jobs that are really, really important, I think. Firefighters and hospital people. Anything else can be shifted by 2 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe even a day. Right. And that is how I deal with calm se calm wala thing. If something's blowing up, getting too stressful, at the end of the day, where I work, it's mostly a social media post or whatever.
yeah. So
Can go 10 minutes later.
it's not worth your
Yeah,
mental space.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
That
true.
is one takeaway that I'm going to take from you. That's like very chill.
Yes,
Yeah.
it makes a lot of difference in how you view your work also, right? That when you come back home, you keep it at work. It doesn't stay with you all night.
Yeah.
Because it used to affect me in my earlier, when I had started working, and I cried and I went to my boss, and she was a horrible, horrible, horrible person. And I'm crying to her, and I went to her and I said that I can't do this anymore because this is, taking a toll. And she would just shout at us or unnecessarily and be like a horrible person. That's when I decided that I'm never going to be that to somebody else, right? But it had started affecting my mental health. I would come back home and I would feel that, oh my God, am I not capable enough? Can't I write lines and stuff like that? But that's what it is, right? When he says that he realizes that work has to be just work, and it, when you're doing it, you do it with all your heart, but it can't be your life,
Yeah.
right? I think that's, for me also, that's a great takeaway
Yeah.
to be with. So yeah, guys. Okay, so when you talk about workplaces, you have also met people who've been bad to you, horrible, mean, but I'm sure there are also people who've sort of been that cushion when you needed, or a guiding light in the sense. A lot of people, like in my career also, I found so many mentors who have finally helped me, made me believe in myself. So this segment is called "Ye Nahi Hote To Kya Hota." So who's that person who kind of keeps your sanity in check? I mean, I'm sure you have multiple colleagues, right? Like people you bitch to, people you gossip with, and you will like go to drinks for after work and all of that. But I'm sure there's somebody who's maybe helped you in making you realize that it's not that bad, or some days when it was getting too much, just been there for you. So who's been that person in your life? Okay, so clearly you guys have met more bad people than good ones. What is this silence?
No, honestly,
Good people.
honestly, I'll go back to Dentsu again because I mean, talking on this podcast makes me realize I kind of missed that place. But yeah, all the folks I met at Dentsu, the people I worked with, they were all amazing. Like Abram that I recently connected with, he guides me a lot in how you should deal with corporate folks. When we started out, Dev Dutt was my mentor CD there, and he basically taught me the ropes of how to deal with people there, how to deal with accounts, whatever. Then Abhas and Zishan were in more senior roles, and they basically gave me more opportunities, different accounts to work on, different campaigns to figure out, and let me do things. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely good people, and there's definitely good and bad people too. If I think that might be a naive take, but like even in the shitty managers, you learn what not to do. You learn from a 1 hour call की जिसमें एक ही चीज को बार बार बोले जा रहे, you learn ठीक है अगर कभी मैनेजर बन गया तो ऐसा तो नहीं बनूंगा. So that is also a thing to learn from them, I guess.
Ever since I started radio, like the last 365 days, two people who not missed a single show of mine, no matter what in the world happens, there's an earthquake happening and they still don't miss it. It's my mom and my brother. They keep listening, so they give me very constructive feedback as well. But keeping family aside, family is usually always there for us. But at work as well, I have number one, my boss. But at the end of the day, she's a little older. You can't like literally just go all out on her. I do have a couple of colleagues at work, and media is considered to be generally very competitive. But thankfully, touch wood, at my workplace, okay, there is competition, of course, even amongst the rest of the RJs, but it's relatively healthier competition. No one's really trying to backstab, as far as I've seen. Nobody's trying to do that. So altogether, it's been quite good, which is exactly why I like coming to work. And I don't think a lot of people know I do have a very close friend in the office that not many people know of. We meet like after work. Okay, no, not my boyfriend or anything, but we're just like very good friends and all of that. So we meet after work, or we
Might
does
need to
the
edit more now.
no, nothing. He's been dating for the last 10 years. I don't even have a chance anyways. So
Just try.
no. I still don't like him that way. But and he does the evening shift, so there's no one in the office at that time. So we just sit around and talk a lot. So we share. He shares his problems, and I share mine. We both rant, and at the same time, we're there to pick each other up. A lot of things that I probably felt vulnerable about, that person was there saying that, what, this is what it is, you can do it. And I actually ended up doing it, and it was not that bad. So sometimes you really just need that tiny push from the back, and then, it can take you places. That's what I firmly believe in.
Absolutely.
In my case, I actually have a friend. I mean, he became a friend actually. So his name is Darun. So the guy is a very creative, very creative. I mean, he's been writing copy from past 2 weeks here. And whenever I stuck on some copy, when I find that my copy is very stupid, then he will tell me कि ऐसा कर सही हो जाएगा. Then I'm a I'm a fresher का भी fresher you can call me, because I don't know single thing about anything. Ask me what is pitch, ask me what is concept note. I don't know single thing shit. So he told me everything. Oh, okay. So he told me everything कि क्या क्या कैसे कैसे किस वेबसाइट पे पिच करना है, कैसे क्लाइंट के लिए बात करनी है. So he told me everything. And now he cribs about the work all the time to me कि ये खराब हो रहा है मेरे जीवन में. So and this
That's
person
right.
is and the other person is my national creative head. So that guy, I don't talk to him that much, but he's very understanding. I mean, tell him that this is my problem. I'm not getting the copy and the visual idea. He will tell you the simple, very simple creative, and it will be very thoughtful also, I guess. So ये दो लोग हैं जो मेरे ऑफिस में help करते हैं मेरी काफी. Otherwise, I don't find anyone that much helping, I guess.
Okay, yeah. What about you, guys? Aakriti?
I don't have any friends at
Exactly what I expected. Yeah.
okay with
You have blocked everyone.
yeah, but sometimes it's annoying. They come and join me for lunch and I don't want to entertain.
अरे बाप.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There's just like two people I find I can just have some small talk here and there, and that's all. And on certain days when I don't come, they're like, "Oh, you didn't tell us," and I'm like, "Was I supposed to tell you? Why this expectation?"
Ouch.
We've just spoken a couple of times. It's not like we're friends now.
Yeah.
Where are you taking us for your birthday? I'm sorry.
Ooh, another tip for this.
Delusion.
Another tip for this one if you want. And
Yeah,
this
I
is
don't
not.
like, so that's the thing at my
Yeah.
work. I don't entertain. I'll be on my phone and I'll be talking to one of my friends or somebody, and they'll just come and I'll be like, just go. And they're like, you're so rude. I was like, it's fine. I don't care if you find me rude. I'm okay with them feeling like that because I don't plan on staying there long enough. So I'm like,
But I can recommend you one thing.
half
If you
of-
can
half-
get your birthday changed, I have a fake birthday. I have an actual fake birthday on all my government IDs.
God, guys.
Anyone can know my birthday. I don't care.
in,
मेरा है
in
ही वो.
2 months, I don't need my fake ID. And I've been feeling so sad about it. Like, I'll officially have reached that age
No,
to you.
but wait a second. When you put your fake birthday, so then you're saying that you invite them on your fake birthday, and they don't know when's your real birthday. But don't you get like no off on your real birthday then? Like this is not your birthday.
I can take a real off on a real birthday
Yeah,
by
we
just saying medical emergency or what.
Yes, yes, you
You guys
do.
get an off
Nice
on
idea.
your birthdays? We don't.
So I don't get it also.
I-
ये कब से हो
I
जाएगा?
no,
You
I
can just ask.
think
It's
it's
just-
easier to ask on your birthday and get it. That's
Yeah.
than any
Nobody
other
will
day.
be that much of a bitch by saying no. Don't
Yeah,
come.
exactly. Because
Come on
birthday
your
पे चलता है.
Gift के नाम पे they will cut your salary also.
We'll just close it with a segment. I've written here Shaktiman Code, but I'm going to change this to something. So I'm going to ask you guys a question, right? You guys are new to the industry. Whatever you're working in, you're still exploring, you're still building who you are. But there's this very big conversation about how the Gen Z, doesn't like to work hard, and their idea of their idea of overwork or working hard comes in the fact that they're too lazy, or they don't want to put as much effort as we did back then, right? There's this very controversial topic, so to speak, that a lot of people speak about. And this whole in our time we would work like 18 hours a day, 16 hours a day, and now you guys think that you just do it in 6 hours and run away. And so there's been this general stereotype about how the younger lot believes working longer hours is not okay. And does that yes yes.
Is just
What-
dragging my
Okay, I was trying to not take that name, but now it came on the screen. But okay, so but you know what I mean, right? So that's what's been the general perception. But do you agree with it? Do you not agree with it? Or do you think that that doesn't stand true for me because I work for so many hours, or whatever is your point of view on it? So we'll wrap up with whatever each one of you has to say, and then we'll say our goodbyes. So yeah.
I agree with it. You shouldn't be working long hours. If you can do the same work in half an hour, unlike my boss, he makes me come at 10.
Oh.
6:40. I'm like, when I'm done, there's nothing to do. I'm just literally roaming around the office. What's the big deal if I leave?
Yeah. Yes.
In our case, I mean, in my and Ananya case, he might know very clearly that in our industry, it doesn't work like that. I mean, if the copy or is the graphic is very not appropriate, then you have to change it by the time. By EOD or call it by 10, you have to change it because suppose it's Teacher's Day yesterday, tomorrow, and today you have made a visual idea and it's not looking great to the client, and it's already 7, then you can't say no to it. You have to make it. So
But then again, you can
Oh,
work from home also, na? In such a scenario, it's not so stringent that you have to go into the office, or is it? Like, I don't know how it works. Graphic.
yeah,
I mean, if you're in office already, then you might just stay there and get it done with.
Yeah, exactly. Because the mind doesn't work the same when you go back to your place or what.
But do you think that that's okay?
No, it's not okay. It's actually not okay. See, work will never end. Your life will one day. So,
Yeah, that's true.
Deep.
Deep. Yeah, deep.
thoughts.
Hashtag.
You know what? I've seen these adults talk a lot about, like how you said, Symbol, the fact that they were working for like 18 hours a day and all that. But if you think about it, they did not really have a work-life balance. I could just go on and on about this, about how they just used to go back home and their life was just, it's like a mother at home. She's taking care of the 2-3 kids at home, or the 10 kids at home, whatever. But, and the dad's just coming back. No, let's talk about the 60s and 70s. And now we're here. So now I think because we're so exposed to a lot of things out here, the fact that, okay, social media is all, and not just social media, but, even our food habits are different, and now we are all more focused on working out, and we want to go to the gym. So back in the day, nobody mostly never did workouts and all of that, so they never kept a separate time for all of that. But now that people are looking into a lot of things, spending time with family and your children, like solid time with your family and children, I don't think there is people are actually fighting for a work-life balance, if you think about it. So which is exactly why our generation's on the way better side, because we're at least trying to fight for it, or we're at least, now that Ravi, Ananya and Aakriti spoke about it, like they want to leave work at 6:30. I mean, the fact that, okay, we've finished the work, so let's just leave. And okay, there could be certain days, like how Ravi said that, you might have to stay. That's fine. That's okay. I mean, when you put your heart into the work, you might just stay there and just finish it off. But probably by the time you're back home, you're tired and you just don't want to do it anymore. But it can't be happening regularly, because I also believe that once the bosses or someone who's sitting above you, if they see that, you are sitting there and working till like 7 or 9 o'clock, they'll probably be like, oh, they know they can stay here till for an extra 2-3 hours. So they start putting more work on you. They think that
Yes,
you're okay
always
with it,
best
and
to
they
be
start putting more work
underproductive.
on you. So I think
See,
it's on us that we need to just put a balance out there, saying that, you know what, that's not how this works. If I have to leave at 7, I have to leave at 7. I need to go to a certain place at 7.
There, there was
yeah,
a
And,
meme
if they really try to impose it on you, just take out your letter, your whatever the HR letter that you got at the beginning, 9 hours a day,
And
shove it
the
up their
most
faces.
important part here is for work you're replaceable. Like Ravi said, काम चलते रहेगा. Life नहीं चलेगी किसी दिन. For work you're replaceable. If you're not replaceable, then you're getting paid enough to maybe work 18 hours.
exactly.
Right. But till the time you're not getting paid to work 18 hours, why do 18 hours of work? Maybe once in every 6 months you can do that.
yeah, but the problem is if you don't do it, they'll just fire you and find somebody who can, because you live in India. There's no like no disrespect to anybody, but at this
There's
point,
way too much labor.
everybody,
force in
yeah,
India.
there's
Yeah.
everybody is replaceable in today's time. If you're not
Exactly.
performing, it's very easy for somebody to just kick you off and find somebody who's able to work till like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. or till
Three
whatever time.
notice, the NHR will go to the management and they will ask you to fire. See, it's simple.
Yeah.
It's very
But
simple.
I think this is the change we need, or the change that we're trying to bring about. The fact that we need work-life balance, and you know how much of it is affecting our mental as well as physical health. Because back in the day, if you think about it, people used to shit on mental health. Like, what the hell is mental health? There's not. Oh, you're just sad. There's no problem with you. But people don't understand that we're actually affected by it. So now I think a lot of people are aware about it, and it's time to make the rest of them aware about it as well. Educate the rest of them who don't know about it probably.
So I started writing on LinkedIn about mental health in workplaces since a long time now, and I also did an official campaign with LinkedIn to promote mental health at workplaces. But after I started writing, you will not believe I have so many DMs where people just message me in caps.
Ranted.
Yes, in caps lock. There was this this woman who messaged me in caps lock saying, I need to leave this place right now. And I could just feel her frustration at that point. She's saying this to a complete stranger, remember. I'm not somebody she knows. So imagine for her not being able to find that support in her immediate circle, that she has to
Yeah.
come to somebody who's such a stranger and talk about what's wrong with her workplace. And this is the reason, because when you speak about when you, Anjana, spoke about how they didn't have work-life balance, also because their idea of jobs was just survival, pure survival. Right now, we all function in a setup where we are working in a gig economy. We love that. We can move from one job to the other, and that sort of makes us okay that I don't have to stick to this job. But the problem is that what they don't realize is that times have changed, so they need to change that archaic way of working. They are still stuck there. They're still stuck at that point where so smart work has to replace hard work.
Yeah.
Now, till that happens, we are going to be stuck in this loop like how Ravi spoke of.
Yeah.
India also has this माई बाप mentality in terms of work. Like work with senior है तो वो माँ बाप है बोल दिया तो sacrosanct है. And I think our generation kind of doesn't want to fuck with that anymore.
So it's almost like why should I stay if you are staying in office?
If you are staying, you are staying. Your actions don't drive my actions.
But then again, when it comes to like mental health and all, it's not that it wasn't acknowledged back then. If you see, there were all these experiments that were done initially to analyze how you can make your employees more productive in the 1980s. So it has been in place since then.
It's put under the rug because it
Yeah.
works for them. It works for them because हम तो employee हैं. हम
One
काम
of my
Huh.
one of my seniors said once to me that if you like your work, then if you like your work, then you will work for more than 9 hours. I mean, it's a very stupid line. I mean, मुझे अपना काम पसंद है, but I love my life also.
Thank you so much for being a part of this. It was lovely talking to all of you and such an honest conversation. And thank you so much for doing this, for being a part, taking out time on a Sunday.
See you all on LinkedIn.
Thank
Yay,
you.
bird.
Thank you. It was so much fun talking to you guys.
Yes,
Same,
thank
yeah.
you.
Super
Thank
fun, man.
Bye
Do
bye.
good work. Do good work. And
Yes.
live a good life. I think that's what matters. काम खत्म होने के बाद focus on the life. I think that
Or we
was
should focus on what Ravi said. What was
yeah.
it? That
काम चलते रह जाएगा, life कभी खत्म नहीं हो
life
जाएगी.
खत्म हो
नहीं,
जाएगी.
लाइफ खत्म हो जाएगी. He said that लाइफ कभी खत्म नहीं होगी.
ये मेरे ट्रेलर में जाएगा लाइन. This is the crux of our conversation.
Yeah.
I am a good copywriter, I told you.
ये अपने पोर्टफोलियो में भी डाल देना फिर, ठीक है?
Uh,
ठीक है guys, lovely. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye.
bye guys.
bye everyone.
Bye.